Testing. We are live right now. Carl Coulage for the Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. Post game after Game Five between the Suns and the Clippers. I am going to bring in my contributors. Just give me 1 second as I share the show for all people to watch right now on the Sports Hit List group. Thank you for staying up late with us. 11:42 on the East Coast as we get ready to review Game Five of the Western Conference Finals. So I'm going to begin to share this video right now. Just bear with me, please. I hate doing this in front of a live, but I do what I got to do. So thank you for being patient as I share it now on my feed and on my Facebook page. So this by the fans and for the fans. All right. So we just wrapped up Game Five, and we had some people who believe that this was over. And I asked the question last post game show. We've been reviewing this is what I love about doing these lives is after every single game I ask these questions. 116-102 is your final. The Clippers force Game 6 back at home in LA. And as we take a look at the box score, Paul George finished with a game high 41, 13, and 6. Marcus Morris 22, 3 and 2. Reggie Jackson 23, 5 and 3. For Phoenix, 31, 4 and 3 for Devin Booker, 10, 11 for DeAndre Ayton, 22 for Chris Paul. I'm going to bring in some contributors right now. Let me bring in Ziggy Zig and Randy from the Backstage Brawl as they discuss with me the game. Mr. Louis, how you doing, sir? Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Ziggy Zig, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
So I'm going to sit back and just, I didn't have my ice cream sandwich for the evening, and I just need some answers because I deliberately asked and I said, was this series over? And I asked multiple contributors over the last 2 days, maybe 4 of them since Sunday, was this series over? And everyone told me it was over. It like there was like Game 5, that's it. There's no chance for the Clippers to win this game, and the Clippers just won. So I'm gonna need you guys to explain to the congregation. Ziggy Zig, let me start with you because you believed it was over in 5 when I last saw you. What happened?
Yo, what kind of cornball shit you trying to pull, bro? Anyway,
Listen. I deliberately asked this question, so now I would like to know what's going on because everyone told me. I asked Greg, I asked Jordan, I asked you, I asked Eddie, J Lex. Everybody told me this series was over in 5. There was no chance for the Clippers to win, and the Clippers just won.
Everybody's gonna tell you that it's gonna be over in 5, Carl. Like going back to Phoenix, everybody was gonna think that they were gonna get the job done. Nobody thought Paul George was gonna have this spectacular game. He went off tonight. It was an overall team effort from the Clippers. So that's basically what happened. I mean, I'm saying I don't expect to see. I would like I said, I'm rooting for the Clippers in this one, but I don't know if we're gonna see a duplicate effort like that. And let's not forget, DeAndre Ayton had a quiet night. Devin Booker had a very, very quiet night. When I looked at the stats, he had 31 points, and I didn't see how he came about getting that. But it's going to come down to efficiency, you know what I'm saying? Because Paul George is very efficient tonight, and that's kind of what allowed these guys to come over and take the W. Shout out to Reggie Jackson as well, hitting those 2 big threes in the 4th and just pushing that lead out of reach for the Phoenix Suns.
Randy, what were your thoughts?
Because I'm pretty sure you was picking Phoenix 2-2, so don't give me that shit.
I listen. I didn't make a pick. I asked the question, brother.
That's why you stay safe because you corny for that. But anyway,
I'm not corny for that. I asked the questions. Randy, what were your thoughts after Game 5? Before Game 5, did you thought it was over? Be honest.
No, for some innate reason I didn't, because if anything, what this playoff year has proven to a lot of fans is the fact that it's been very unpredictable. So I didn't expect the series to be over. I hoped it was going to be at least around 6 or 7, depending, even without Kawhi, because Paul George is like he's elevated himself to another level this year in the playoffs, and tonight is another proof of that. Like he's ascending to that level where we all knew that he could possibly get to, and it's a beautiful sight to see for him and the Clippers to extend the series.
So now what? I mean, you're the Suns. You have the opportunity. You're home to close this out. And I always say that the hardest game, though they say the hardest game is the closeout game. Now you're heading back to LA for Game 6. The Clippers kind of have that momentum heading into the next game. Is it over for the Clippers, or are they going to force it to a Game 7, 6?
Listen, man. At this point, I don't know. I want to pick Phoenix.
Oh, now you don't know.
I
Oh,
want to take Phoenix.
now you don't know. Oh,
Man, don't cut me off when I'm talking. I wanna pick Phoenix, but I don't know, man. It's really hard. It's really difficult to tell because you don't know which team is gonna show up. I could see the Clippers going back home and having a really horrible game. I just don't know. I don't know what you got to do. I think coming into the next game, the Phoenix Suns got to worry about trying to get some more rebounds, being able to get efficient shots, being able to get Devin Booker going, continuing to run that pick and roll with DeAndre Ayton. I think if they're gonna close on DeAndre Ayton, then you got to look for your spot up shooters and Jay Crowder and Mikal Bridges, who's been kind of having a quiet series. So if he's not really producing, put Cameron Johnson in the game and see what he's been doing because he's been pretty efficient, excellent shooter so far in this series. I can't give you anybody right now, man. I cannot call it right now, honestly.
Randy, what are your thoughts heading into Game Six now back in LA? I mean, who really has the momentum? Clearly, the Suns can still close it out, but the Clippers kind of had that advantage coming off this big win. Now it kind of gives them more motivation heading into Game Six at home. Can they force a Game Seven, or can the Suns actually buckle down and close this out?
It's possible that the Clippers can force a game seven, judging by especially the last couple of performances for Paul George. There is the possibility that he may have a stinker in game six, but the fact that when his back is against the wall in this playoffs, he's been able to answer the bell, even from the Dallas series. So the growth from him from round one to now has really lifted this team, especially without Kawhi. And it gives him the opportunity to basically lean on others like Marcus Morris. Like Mook had a dope night tonight as well in terms of scoring the ball. So if you can replicate that performance from somebody, whether it be Terrence Mann or Marcus Morris or a Reggie Jackson, there
Hard,
have you.
hard.
Like if Batum has an efficient game and pitching in terms of scoring by doing it by committee, the Clippers have a very good chance to either not only tie the series, but they might actually get a chance to go to the finals just by doing those little things. So I wouldn't rule it out the fact that the series is over.
Zig, what are your thoughts over it? So again, we're all in the agreement that the series is far from over just yet.
Yeah, no,
But
I wore this vest for a particular reason, man. That's kind of why this team has been all year, just relentless, bunch of dogs, man. Just as Randy alluded to, without Kawhi, still giving it 110%. Shout out to Paul George. I mean, he's been the most scrutinized NBA player over the last 2 seasons now, and I mean, of course, yes, he missed those free throws, but again, you got to give him his credit tonight, right? He went off. He took a little rest in that first half, and in the third quarter, he just exploded, and it continued all the way through the fourth. It's not over. It's not over by a long shot. These Clippers are showing that they are here, they're tough. But I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm waiting for one of them 40-point, 45-point games from Devin Booker. It's possible. And like people have said before, I've seen it on Instagram. We all know what happened when Chris Paul had a 3-1 lead before. You know what I'm saying? When he had
he
that.
didn't want to talk about it in his last series. I mean, well, the last game, Richard Nichols, asked him about it. He said he didn't.
Game.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to discuss being up 3-1 and having to discuss that. So we've seen it before. I think it's a little bit more. Yes, we talk about Chris Paul as an individual, but as far as the team, clearly the first four games we've seen the Suns basically play better. So I would hate to believe that they couldn't, like, clearly the first night they couldn't close it out. Now they get a second opportunity to close it out. They should take advantage of that, being up in the series. Always leading in the series. They should be able to take advantage and close it out. What can they do differently to make sure that this job gets done? Randy.
I think Ziggy alluded to it. Continue the pick and roll game with Aiton. You got to get him involved. You got to get. Obviously, he also alluded to the fact that Mikal Bridges has been silent in this series. You have to get certain others involved. We know Book and we know CP can get it done. Aiton is starting to grow into his own because of CP3 unlocking that what we saw in Arizona for Aiton. So it's now you got to lean on your other players like the Clippers have had in this series. Don't just rely on Devin just to get 40. You have guys who can get buckets and shoot the lights out. Like the Suns are one of the best 3-point shooting teams of the season and going into the playoffs. The way they dusted the Lakers and the way they kind of, mowed past, in the second round, you can see the fact that they're too reliant now when the pressure gets high on CP and Book to produce. And the Clippers are realizing that. And they're not giving Ty Lue enough credit to realizing that and making that adjustment. And that's something that I'm pretty sure that Doc wouldn't have done if he was still Clippers coach this year.
Zig, what are your thoughts? Like, shouldn't the Suns just get it done? I mean, I understand the Clippers' backs against the wall. Like, you hate to bet against a team with their back against the wall, and obviously Paul George playing your best play, but you're up 3-1. And we know in this league, when you're up 3-1, close it out, because you don't want to be that team that, and lately in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, we've seen teams come back down from 3-1 and then add it to the list. But how can the Suns prevent themselves from adding themselves to a list of teams that, giving up 3-1 leads?
Well, you said something just now. You said that they should be able to just get it done. You take away Chris Paul and I guess Jay Crowder from that team, right? That team don't have a lot of playoff experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be that simple for them to just get it done when you're going up against a Patrick Beverly who's been in the playoffs a couple of times, a Paul George who's made it to multiple conference finals. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be just that easy for them to get it done. Reggie Jackson, who's seen the playoffs a couple of times here and there. So they got to buckle down. We both said it already. It's going to just have to come down to getting Ayton involved in the game. They got to get Ayton involved in the game. And Book has to have a better efficient night. You cannot get 30 on 40% shooting. That's just not going to get the job done.
Well, sorry to cut you off, but let me challenge you guys here, because you're saying now that the playoff experience, but when the Suns were leading the series, everyone told me these young cats are hungry. So now we're flipping the narrative and saying, well, they don't have the experience to close it out. So which one is it? You see what I'm saying? 2 days ago when they were winning, everyone was preaching that these Suns are hungry and they're willing to do whatever it takes to prove themselves with the veteran leadership of Chris Paul. But then now we're saying that they don't have the experience to close out the series. Like,
no, I didn't say they have don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say they have the experience to close the series. I said it's going to be hard for them to get the job done. They can still be done, like I said, because they still have 2 opportunities to do so. Listen, you like to play these little puppeteer games. I've known you for too long. Don't try that shit with me.
I'm not playing no puppeteer games. I'm asking a fair question. That's what they told me. Listen, I archived the narratives. People said that the Suns are young and they're coming and this is their opportunity. So close it out. So this is it. This is the time. You're young and you want to prove yourselves. And Devin Booker, and this was supposed to be the changing of the guard, right? The changing of the guard to see some of these young players step into the playoffs. Close it out. That's not too much to ask for, is it?
Listen, y'all,
that's true.
Y'all want to throw all of this hype and energy behind these young guys. Let's just see what happened, right? Y'all was ready to give Donovan Mitchell the world. You know what I'm saying? You see what happened to him. You see what's going on with Devin Booker. The only man that we probably got to be quiet on so far is Trae Young, because he's been having a hell of a series or a hell of a playoffs period. But
Greg's talking about my knockout punch. That's what he's really here to talk about, right? You know what? I was gonna save it, but since he's here in the comments, I'm sorry to shift the narrative, but I have to address Greg Polius.
Oh shit. Okay, my bad.
I have to address Greg Polius because this is what he likes to do. And we talk about, I was gonna wait. I was going to do them the justice of waiting. But since you're in the comments right now, and I see that you actually just pulled up, I'm going to address you. And you too, Ziggy, because everyone in the streets likes to do this. Everyone likes to say, well, Carl can't use the if narrative. And that you can use the word if in sports, right? That's what we like to do. Let me ask you guys a question, right? If Anthony Davis plays, do the Suns make it this far? If Jamal Murray, I'm asking you a question.
It's hard to tell.
So we want to apply this if narrative, right? Because I don't like to do that to players, but you guys like to do that, right? This is what we love to do. We love to apply that whole if scenario, and I hate to do it. If Jamal Murray plays, do the Suns get this far?
Yes.
You can't prove that either, but okay. If Kawhi
in that case, yeah, you can.
If Kawhi Leonard is playing, would the Clippers not have the advantage to get this series over with already?
If Kawhi's playing, the series is over.
Actually, no.
The series is over. So, therefore, that would basically say that Chris Paul's current run to the finals is a little tainted. Yes or no?
No.
Why not? Why not say that? Because it's built off of injuries. It's built off of injuries, is it not? So basically, it's built off of injuries. So he has an asterisk.
The whole championship from last year is tainted.
No. We're not taking. No, we're talking about this year. We're talking about Chris Paul's current run because it has an asterisk because of all the injuries. Because if those players played, we would know. Or based off of what your guys are saying, though, that's your narrative. Is that we like to use ifs. but we only use ifs when it's selective. So again, assessing Chris Paul's current run to the finals, to the conference championship, where he is right now, with all those injuries that stacked up, wouldn't you say it's because of those injuries he got where he's at?
Nope.
Quiet. We're all quiet now. We're all quiet now, right? Yeah,
Nope.
You're leaving. We're all quiet now, but it's true. But again, I don't like to use that narrative. That's not why I'm here. I don't do that. I'm not going to sit here and try to do that to Chris Paul because, again, I understand the dynamics of sports and I don't use ifs in sports. But since you guys love to use ifs, let's talk about ifs.
It's interesting to debate, though.
No, it's not an interesting debate. It's the facts because, again, pay close attention to how all of a sudden now they want to use the if narrative when it comes to the Nets, right? But we don't talk about the Lakers. We don't talk about the Clippers right now. And we're not talking about the Denver Nuggets missing Jamal Murray. And Randy's shaking his head because he knows what I'm saying. It's true. So everyone who's in the comments understands what I'm saying. They're all facts. So again, we want to sit here and use ifs in sports. Chris Paul makes it to the finals. He's going to be judged and looked at, you know what, that's an asterisk because all those three top players didn't play for those teams. This is what we want to do. This is what I'm going to do now. So Greg Polius wants me to concede. He wants me to concede that he has to concede that Chris Paul's run was fraudulent. Chris Paul's run is fraudulent.
I'm not going to sit here and say all that nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
No. Chris Paul's point. No. Again, Greg Polius wants me to concede my ifs because this is what we do.
That was talking that shit about Kendrick Perkins because you was an if man yourself. You used to say that,
and
shit.
I flipped it. And I admitted that. Yes, and I admitted that. I was the first one to admit. Hold on. No, don't do that to me because I was admitted, and I did a video where I admitted that at that time I was the one. But then once I realized, I stopped using that, and ever since I made my shirt and I started my narrative, I stopped using that. I stopped using it. I don't use it anymore.
Narrative. I hope you.
Right, it's true. But again, this is what people want to do, and people in the comments know I'm right. They know I'm absolutely correct. You want to sit here and say Chris Paul's legacy is great for him getting to the conference championship right now, taking this team or taking them to the finals. It's fraudulent because it's based off of injuries that we can't prove. They're ifs. But I don't like to use that. You have never heard me use that up until this point to try to disprove Greg Polius' theory. Because again, you want to use ifs in sports? Let's use it for Chris Paul. Why not? But Chris Paul is going to be the exception to the rule, right? We can't say that. A healthy Anthony Davis and LeBron James doesn't get the Lakers past the Suns? Come on now. Right? That's what you guys want to do right now. This is what we want to say. So let's be honest. Again, Chris Paul, again, Anthony Davis, Jamal Murray, Kawhi Leonard. The proof is in the pudding. 3 superstars or 3 stars who are missing from their teams, and Chris Paul is where he's at right now. Why is that? That's your narrative, not mine. Just make sure, let's make that clear so people understand. That's not Carl Coulage. This is what the streets are saying. This is what Greg Polius wants to use. He wants to use if in sports. Use if in sports for Chris Paul. Silence.
You know you're going to smoke you for Friday now.
Silence. No, it's not smoke. It's true. It's valid. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure Greg should have been on this episode.
Because Ziggy was on his show earlier on telling me he didn't agree with me. Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't agree with you. I told you already that.
Why not? What did I just say? Again, talk about what I just said right now.
Well, you mentioned Jamal Murray, right, being a part of that team. I don't think Jamal Murray with that squad is getting the job done. I think Phoenix Suns are still taking them out. Because if you remember.
What about the Lakers?
What about the Lakers? LeBron
Anthony Davis goes down.
So what I got to do with anything? You got to do what you got to do.
So, okay, but earlier on, you guys were telling me that with Kyrie Irving, the Nets win. So why not with Anthony Davis do the Lakers win?
Oh, my God, Carl. But you know that already.
No. I'm asking a question. No, answer my question.
They would already win that. So why would you
But
you know that. You know that. What do you mean?
So it's okay to use that if to say that Chris Paul got lucky.
No,
so we can say that.
Chris Paul is not lucky. Chris Paul is
why not?
As an NBA player, you play who you're up against.
Now you play who you're up against. When I said that, now you play who you're up against, right? But you guys told me there are circumstances and there are ifs. That's what you said. But now it's changing.
You can sit here and twist your narrative.
I'm not twisting my narratives, bro. I'm trying to keep it consistent. You guys sat here and told me if Kyrie Irving played, the Nets would.
But you know that if Kyrie Irving plays, the Bucks are not in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I like to
listen. Games in with Kyrie Irving, they win.
So it's the same. So the Bucks get lucky.
AD plays.
So the Bucks got lucky.
And the Lakers are in here. If Kawhi plays, the Phoenix Suns are not in here. The Phoenix Suns did not get lucky.
So Chris Paul
injuries. It's not on them.
So Chris Paul has a huge asterisk on his run. He has a huge asterisk.
If Chris Paul has an asterisk on his run, LeBron James has an asterisk on his championship run.
That's fine with me. I'm willing to take that because, again, like I said, I don't like to use ifs in sports. I don't use it. I'm not sitting here criticizing Chris Paul's run because, as you said, he played what's in front of him. This is what you guys want to do. I don't want to do this. which is why I said
People
there
on
are
the
no
pa-
ifs in sports.
People
You
on the
guys
page
wanna
still
see-
use the if.
You're right.
People still use
Again,
the if.
they do, but I don't use it. Since I've come out with my shirt, you've never seen me use it. And I say, you play what's in front of you. There are no ifs in sports. There are only the facts. Chris Paul got here, you know, because of what happened, whatever it is. That's what you guys want to sit here and say, not me. I'm not saying that. But since you wanted me to use your narrative, let's use it. That's it. Greg just has to
I don't know what else to
concede.
say.
There's nothing else to
I
say.
don't know what
Greg
to
just
say.
has to concede that Chris Paul's run is fraudulent. That's it. It's simple.
Listen, you need to take that up with Greg because y'all been doing.
There's
this back
nothing.
and
No,
forth.
he's gonna call it dumbass, but it's true though. He's only applying the if in sports when it's valuable to him. He would have never said for Chris Paul. He was walking up here wearing his Wake Forest jersey, puffing his chest, but he's not gonna say that. Oh, Anthony Davis didn't play across it. That's why we got here. Come on, man. Keep it 100. It's true. That's the reason why you got there. But you're not going to say that. You're going to ignore it. But then you're going to try to flip it and say, well, Kyrie's the reason why the Nets didn't make it far. So the same goes for the Lakers too. Keep it consistent. It's not shit. It's the truth. Greg Polius wants to talk about ifs. Use it for every single situation that you have. Use it for Chris Paul too. Boom. Oh, that feels great. As the CEO and the head of the table. Take that, bitch. Now, as I was saying, moving along to the next series we have tomorrow. We have the Bucks and the Hawks tomorrow. God. Listen, I said what I said, and it's true. Greg Polius is going to try to spin it, but I'm here to tell you, keep it consistent. You want to use the if, use it for every single scenario.
Manny, we've been cursing. We've been cursing.
I try not to curse. Carl's like he's a big brother to me, so I try not
That's
to.
That's fine. It comes, Randy, you can curse, bro. It happens. It's not one thing that we do on a simple, like every single time, but it happens. In the
I know.
Because I want to see, because I know Greg like the back of my hand. He's going to do everything in his power to try to spin it and not address what I said. Address what I said. Why not you use the ifs with Chris Paul? Use it with him. Period.
I love these promos, by the way.
It's not a promo, it's the truth. He wanted me to come at him, and again, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but the fact that you rolled up in the comments and you wanted me to talk, now I'm talking. Use it for every single scenario that you have, bro. Please do. I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it because it's true. He's gonna sit here and try to spin himself out of it. He's not coming back on until Friday, so you have like a few days to try to spin yourself out of this one. Good luck. Good luck with that one because all the Lakers, because you know what I said is true. It's true, but you're not going to admit it that Chris Paul's run is fraudulent.
Man, he said send him the link.
I'm not sending anybody any link. It's the truth. Everyone wants to sit here and try to take down my narrative when they know damn well what I'm saying is right. We don't use
these comments. These comments, man.
No, I'm not talking shit. I'm talking facts. You just can't admit it to yourself. It's okay. You tried to take me down and you failed. It's all right. It's a minute. The professor's giving you an F. You take your F now. Thank you. Appreciate it.
A lot of shit,
as I was saying, moving along, guys, while I have you here, the Hawks and the Bucks, can the Hawks tie it up? I know there's a diagnosis on Trae Young. He's still a game time decision. So can the Hawks tie it up or can the Bucks take a 3-1? Be very careful what you say because we've seen what just happened with the Western Conference. Now moving on to the Eastern Conference. Ziggy.
Listen, if Trae Young is not 100%, I don't see them winning this. There was a point in that game in the fourth quarter where they had like 3 missed shots in a row, 3 consecutive missed shots, and that was all just bad shots. 2 bad shots, I think, by Trae Young. I can't remember who the second person was, but he didn't look too well, and he already was talking about it on Instagram, saying that it was so frustrating. So who knows what he's going to be looking like out there. If he's not 100%, I don't see them coming back. They're already playing with a hurt Bogdanovich. And we talked about this particular playoff series coming down to who's the most healthy, right? The most healthy gives you the better opportunity to get the job done. So we're going to see what it is.
Randy, what are your thoughts here moving as we get on to game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals? Can the Hawks tie it up?
No. Trae Young's best availability is his ankles. In terms of like being able to move, like his best asset is his movement with and without the ball, working that pick and roll with Capella or John Collins, especially when it comes to that 1-5 pick and roll scheme. It's hard for them to guard because it's like who is Giannis going to draw to when if they ice or they hedge. So it's going to leave somebody open or someone's going to cut to the basket, and you need that from Trae Young. And if he's not even a fraction of where he should be on the court, the Bucks are going to take this series because you need Trae Young to win this. You need him to win. So this is an opportunity for the Bucks to take advantage, which they haven't done since the first round against Miami. You have to take advantage of this opportunity because now with Trey out, that's the head of the snake. If he's out, you can run roughshod. Giannis can get away with certain things, and Drew Holiday can continue to flourish and have the series that he's been having, along with Chris Middleton.
One thing I saw was that I think the Bucks are undefeated in the playoffs when Chris Middleton shoots over 40%. That's the key to the game. That's honestly the X factor. Kendrick Perkins was talking spicy. He said that Chris Middleton is the Batman and Giannis is the Robin. I don't know if you guys saw that comment, but I don't agree. But I do agree that Middleton is the X factor. He has a great game. They win.
Like he's a perfect number 2 for him, but he has to be consistent. The problem with Middleton, especially the last couple of playoff seasons, not the fact that he can't do it because he's had games. It's consistency. And most of it's due to the matchups and the pressure of it. But he's been through the gauntlet enough to now know, okay, with certain expectations come, all right, how do I gauge this in a sense? And he's done that so far in the playoffs, especially in the Nets series when the pressure was at its highest, even with Kyrie before he even went down. He answered the bell. So tomorrow, hopefully, he answers that bell and they go up 3-1 and eventually the series.
And then take it home to basically close it out. The finals right now, we're still kind of unpredicted. We still don't know like who's like I kind of had a feeling it'd be, and Ziggy was right. I kind of had Suns Bucks, but now it's kind of looking, I don't know. I'm kind of getting a little nervous with that pick because of, 3-2.
I'm actually married to that pick.
Yeah, I know it'd be nice, but I don't know. I don't know here. I mean, regardless of who's in the finals, I'm going to watch because you guys know I'm a diehard, so it doesn't matter to me. But Suns Bucks is what I thought would be it, given what we've seen so far. But now the Clippers kind of said they still have a dog in this fight, and it looks like they could turn it really easily to
it would be really cool to see if the Clippers somehow do pull this out and Kawhi happens to be available for the finals. That would be
imagine that.
Yeah,
that would be a motherfucker.
Yeah, it would. No, it would. But it would be a testament to their coaching, to their grit to win without their best player. Clearly, but that's yet to be seen. But I guess prolonging the series makes it completely interesting. It gives us more content. It gives us more post-game lives, and we'll see what can happen on Wednesday night. Thank you guys for joining me here on the Sports Hit List Live by the fans and for the fans. Please make sure you check out our shows. Wednesday, I will be back. I know Greg will be back with his rebuttal on Friday, and he'll try to conjuncture something and saying I'm lying. I'm not lying. I just told you the truth. You just can't accept it. There are no ifs in sports, just facts, and I just disproved you on my show, and you don't like it, and it makes me feel great. I'm going to bed with a smile on my face. So, like this. Could you believe he tried it with me? Like, really? Like, what's wrong with you? What in your mind makes you believe that you could try to cancel a narrative? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, we don't do that here. Like, you
lucky again. He got work, Sam.
Say it again.
Lucky he got work.
Yeah, he can have work all he wants to. I'm telling him how it is, and he's not on here right now. So he talked the shit earlier at 1:00. I'm sitting in my office working. I'm telling my coworker these guys are talking about me, and I can't clap back and wait until I get out for me to clap back. And now I'm clapping back. Now I can. Like, I'm sitting there and you guys are talking and you're on there flapping your gums. You guys are here laughing. Carlos can't say this. Carl is wrong. Carl is this. Carl is that. Now I'm here now. Now what? Yeah, I'm talking. Now what? Because you guys know you'll never shut me up. So you can say whatever you want to say. Greg's going to say something on Friday. Then I'm going to have to come back again and prove him wrong again. We can continue this all summer long, back and forth, because I'm not giving up. So again, you can either accept the L and take it now. You tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, because concede. You continue flapping your gums. We know that too.
No, concede. No, he has to concede. Concede and just say it. Again, you want to apply that if narrative, it applies to your Wake Forest Chris Paul guy. Apply it to everybody. This is what we're doing now.
Funny games to the rabbit got the gun.
This is what we're doing now. Go back into history. Again, we only apply it to when it's relevant to us. This is what we do. And I said this in my injury post. If you watched, if Greg listened closely and cleaned his ears and listened, we want to apply the if narrative. Let's take it back to Randy's 1999. If Patrick Ewing played, maybe the Knicks have a chance and win the series. We don't know that, do we? Right? This is what we want to do. When we want to use ifs in sports, go all the way back to 1989 with the Magic and the Pistons. Take it back. Please take it back. But we don't do that. We only apply it to when it's convenient to us. So stop using it. Don't use it.
I'm sure Ziggy would agree. We probably losing 6 because
Well,
who
can
the
you
hell
prove that,
stopping
though?
Robinson?
But you
Because
can't prove
you're
it.
dealing with a David Robinson and a young Tim Duncan.
But you can't
Like
prove it.
no.
You
Not
can't.
winning that.
And here's the
No,
issue when it comes to
yes,
using
we
ifs.
losing 6.
Listen. There's other mega game circumstances in the game. You don't know what happens in games. This is what I'm trying to have people understand. I'm not creating the narrative because I want to sit here and try to shift stuff. I'm trying to. It's true. There's so many mega game circumstances that we're using if to throw around. It's one thing when you use if to try to do a fantasy booking. Okay, but when you try to change a narrative and try to bring down somebody's legacy, we can't do that because we sit here and doing it in NBA history forever.
So hold up. If John Starks don't miss all them threes, the Knicks don't get a championship?
Say it again.
If John Starks don't miss all them threes, the Knicks don't
Let's
get
go back and do it. But again, this is what we want to do. This is what you want to do, right? You want to sit back again. Okay, how about this one that people love to use? If Michael Jordan played in 95 and 94, the Rockets don't get 2. That's basically taking away from their championships. How can we say that? How?
Technically,
It is. It's devaluing their championships when you do that. We have to stop doing that. We have to.
but
I was guilty of it. I was guilty of it. And I stopped. I'll be the first to admit I was guilty of it in 2009 and 2010. And I've stopped.
But like you said, sometimes it's fun to fantasy book when you use it. So
one thing
technically speaking,
fantasy book is one thing.
Yes.
It's another thing to use it as an excuse for when a team doesn't win, because that's what we clearly did with the Nets.
that's fair.
So let's apply
that right there. That right there. I will. That point, I would definitely
You talk
concede
to any Nets fan, what are they going to scream? Oh, Kyrie was hurt. That's why we lost. Oh, the team was. James Harden was on one leg. That's why we lost. Use it for everybody.
Still played. Harden still played.
That's my argument. You want to use the if? Use it for everybody. Use it for every single team. Use it for everybody. Everybody gets a chance to use it now. We don't just use it when we want to. But knowing Greg Poole he's going to sit back and try to conjuncture something else. Tell me I'm wrong. Stop using ifs for selective purposes. Use it for every single little thing that comes up.
Yo, thank God I'm on vacations, because if y'all do this Friday, man, I'm tuning in.
I'm not doing anything on Friday. I'm going to be at work. So Greg's going to say what he needs to say. I'm at work at 1 o'clock on Friday. So he's going to say whatever he wants to say. Again, let me know when you want to end it. Unless you already know that I ended it for you. That's up to you. You decide. Not me.
This is spicy.
No, it's not. Don't do that, Pete. It's the truth. It's the goddamn truth. You talk to any Nets fan. That's all y'all keep saying. Well, Kyrie was hurt. That's why we went down. That's why we didn't win the series. Oh my God. Oh. But the Lakers stopped using it. When the Lakers lost, they conceded. They didn't say anything about Anthony Davis. You didn't see him. They were quiet. And Anthony Magic Mullen went on his trip. Ray Jarvis didn't say a word. All the Laker fans were like, they accepted their L and they moved on. They didn't even use the Anthony Davis. They didn't say anything at all.
Hey, man, they chilling in Cancun.
Right. But everybody else wants to try to use the narrative for the Nets, right?
So hold on, you believe if so you're telling me if we ask Anthony and Jarv right now, if they had a healthy LeBron,
you can go ahead and ask him that. That's fine. I'm just
letting
you know what's in the street.
No, wait. Whoa. It depends. It depends on how you ask that question, though. If you're gonna ask them and how they answer it, will it be objectively crazy and or will they be able to separate their emotion from it to actually dissect
my whole premise is this,
I don't know about Anthony,
using the if select using the if narrative is only selective. It's only selective, bro. We only use it when we need to. We don't talk about the other situations. Why not? Why?
Nets fans tight. Not in the comments.
It's not tight. It's the truth, because that's all they're saying, bro. That's all they're saying.
Brooklyn.
That's all they're saying. But meanwhile, everybody else suffered from injuries. You don't see me crying about Jaylen Brown not playing. No. Did you see me crying about Jaylen Brown not playing in the series? Absolutely not. He wasn't. And
because had you had Jaylen Brown, it wouldn't have made much of a difference.
How would you know that? Circumstances. You don't know that.
I wasn't winning the championship. You
don't know that. We were missing our second best player, but you don't see me crying about it.
Kemba Walker, Carl. Come on, stop it. Now would have shot Kemba Walker.
Listen, you don't see me crying. That's not the point. You're not. You see the problem. You're not listening. I didn't use that as a narrative. You're not listening. I didn't use it as a narrative as an excuse. I didn't. So we have to stop. Be consistent. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not full of shit. That's why you're quiet, because you know what I'm saying is right. You're sitting there like, man, he got me. I am right. I know.
Because
it's selective.
It's selective. It's damn selective. LeBron, they're going to they're going to beat.
But they don't talk about it. It's selective. That's what it is. It's selective. We only use the if.
And you already know, had they had a healthy James Harden or a healthy Kyrie Irving, the Bucks are not in the conference finals. So we can't say if.
So it's an asterisk on their championship then.
There is no asterisk on no championship. Give me a fucking break with that bullshit.
No, it's not bullshit. It's the truth. You see how they try to change it on me now? Or all of a sudden now I'm using their logic. Oh, now all of a sudden it doesn't apply. Okay, I see how it works. Just don't use it at all.
Let's just see how this unfolds, because I'm looking forward to.
I'm not wrong. It's the truth. No ifs in sports, just facts. The
At
Bucks
this
are going
point,
to the championship. Like,
if we're talking asterisks on championships, man, there should be a lot. You know, if you're really going there in terms of asterisks, but
yeah,
at the end of the day,
after last year, everybody
is
was
what
like,
it is.
"Oh, the bubble was an asterisk because there were no fans." What?
Oh, who said that?
Everybody was saying that the bubble didn't count.
The Mickey Mouse title.
The Mickey Mouse title. Yeah, right? How?
Yeah, I see like 50 of those on Twitter every day.
Come on, bro.
Like,
we had people telling me that the Miami Heat were frauds because they made it to the finals. They played what was in front of them. I don't believe that. But this is what you guys want to do, right?
If there were stiff-ass competition.
Better yet, let's do this. If there were fans, the Miami Heat wouldn't have made it to the finals. Can you prove that? No. But that's what we try to use, right? So let's use that narrative. That's what you people want to sit here and do. You know what I'm saying? If there were fans, maybe the Lakers wouldn't have made it to the finals either. Come on, man.
But even then, that's stupid because despite that, Miami faced in retrospect, Miami faced some stiff competition to get to the finals. So it's not like their run was not like their run was easy. Like you faced the Indiana Pacers team, though you kind of clapped them.
There's another one that they use a lot too. In the Western Conference Final 2017, if Kawhi Leonard doesn't go down to Zaza Pachulia, the Spurs win that series. Come on, man. Like we do it all the like that's what I'm saying.
In the back of my mind, I didn't think they were going to win that series. I said they might get 2 at best from that team because I'm like, because the championship was already decided Independence Day 2016 when dude said, "I'm taking my talents over there." Like it was already decided they were going to win a championship.
This is the reason why I don't want to use the word if. It's again, we're going to sit here, we're going to have to nitpick and go back in the history of the NBA and use it for every single situation. This is what you guys want to do. Let's do it. I'm game. Every single championship has to be scrutinized with a magnifying glass to say, well, did something happen in this series? Oh, there's an if on here. Yeah, let's do that. There's an if on this one. Yeah, let's do that. There's an if on this one. Yeah, there's an if.
The Draymond suspension.
The Draymond suspension. 1999, there was a lockout series. That's the only reason why the Spurs won. 2012, the Heat won in the lockout. That's the only reason why they won. It was a shortened season. Yeah, if there wasn't a shortened season, then they wouldn't have lost. Yeah, let's do that.
2010, 88, 87.
Yeah.
It's a lot of years.
There are no ifs in sports, only facts. Your head of the table has spoken. You guys have a great night. Be 98. Safe. I will see you tomorrow for the post game of Game 4 between the Hawks and the Bucks. Ziggy will be joining us. We'll have another seat to fill in. We'll wonder who will be coming in. Randy, thank you for pulling up, man. You did a great job tonight. I think I may pull you on my my list because some other contributors don't come through when they need to. You know, I'm just saying. But thank you very much, Randy. I really appreciate that. And you guys have a good night.
All love, man.
I'll talk to you. It's all love. Greg knows it's all love. He knows what I'm saying is true. That's why he's trying to get his notes together right now to try to conjuncture up some bullshit to try to spit to me on Friday. Use your if narrative for everything. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
It's the best you'd going.
I love it. I'm here. Right? I'll see y'all later.